Hello everybody, my name is Peaceful Butterfly. For those of you that don't know me, for those that do know me, hello. Okay, so, like I said in the last video, the video that I made, the very first one that I made from since forever, I was going to do another video, and like I said before, I am taking some child development courses. I am taking, or one of the classes I'm taking is a health, safety, and nutrition class, and I need to read a chapter. And I was thinking that I could read to you guys. If I'm going to be I have my camera, if I'm looking elsewhere, it's because I'm looking at my screen. So I have my camera, it's on my laptop, but I have my screen of my face, in the little corner, so I can actually see, what I'm reading. So let me just get right onto it. So what we are going to be reading is nutrients that promote growth and regulate body functions. Yeah. And then there's also a quiz at the end. So, yeah. So if I have time after the chapter, I'll do the quiz as well. So no one help me. I'm just kidding. Okay. So in this chapter, I'm just going to summarize the objectives. In this chapter, we're going to identify 4 nutrients that will help children's diet. We would, what is that? Complete. Okay, I'm not going to summarize this. Describe how complete and incomplete proteins differ and give several examples of each. We're going to discuss the primary functions of vitamins and discuss the major roles of minerals, and then explain why children have a greater need for water than adults. Pretty sure that is self-explanatory, but we'll just read. So, and usually I would actually listen to the audio, because I have the book online, because at the time that I bought this, I didn't have a lot of money, so I only had enough for the online version, and I really hate it. So, but on my other class, I actually got the actual book, and I might show you can see it. I might show a video of it. It's basically child, family, and community. But yeah. So, and this is actually chapter 14 that I'm reading about the nutrients. So let's get right on to it. It's already 4 minutes in. So, and if I actually stop in the middle, it means I'm kind of highlighting and writing notes and stuff. So, let's get right on to it. Okay. No nutrient is able to function independently. Each plays a specific role or roles and always team up with other nutrients to perform complex processes in the human body. Some nutrients are precursors, which means they must complete the required step before additional nutrients can take over. For example, thiamine, niacin, oh wow, good lord, and riboflavin. I'm a sociology major, not an English major. Riboflavin. I'll write those in the comment section. Must be available to trigger the sequential steps involved in the release of energy from carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Nerve impulses will not travel from one nerve cell to another, nor will muscles contract unless several B and C vitamins and minerals are known for their ability to enhance another nutrient's performance. For example, the body's capacity for absorbing the iron in foods is significantly improved when vitamin C is present. The importance of consuming a rich variety of foods thus becomes clear once it is understood how nutrients functions and depend on one another. Some nutrients are required in large amounts, whereas others, especially vitamins and minerals, are needed in extremely small quantities. Their RDAs are typically measured in milligrams. Let me highlight that. Typically measured in milligrams, or 1/10 of a gram, and in micrograms, 1/millionth of a gram. Recall that a standard size metal paperclip weighs approximately 1 gram. Imagine that you smash that paperclip into 1,000 pieces or 1,000,000 pieces and try to envision 1 milligram or 1 microgram. Would you expect to see a particle that was 1 microgram in size? Proteins, vitamins, and minerals, and water are vital to the growth, performance, and maintenance of the human body. These nutrients are especially critical for young children because they establish the cellular foundation that will continue to serve a lifetime. Didn't realize that. I don't like green. Pink. Children and at-risk nutrients. It is relatively easy to satisfy children's dietary needs for protein, carbohydrates, and fat despite the small amounts of food they are often willing and able to eat. However, meeting their dietary requirements for calcium, iron, and vitamins A and C can present significantly greater challenges. Foods that supply these nutrients are often not among children's favorites. Yep, it is for this reason the 2 minerals and 2 vitamins are frequently referred to as at-risk nutrients. So, it would be vitamins A and C are at-risk nutrients. I think. Okay. There are many reasons why these particular nutrients are often deficient in children's diets. Food acceptance and preferences are strongly influenced by children's current developmental stage. For example, young children often dislike red meat because it requires considerable chewing. Small teeth and weak jaw muscles make chewing difficult and less effective. Why would you give children red meat anyway? That doesn't make any sense. Why? I don't get it. Fruits and vegetables, especially those that are sour or have a strong flavor, broccoli, cabbage, beets, are more likely to be refused because children also have an acute sense of taste and sensitivity to texture during the early years. I didn't even like beets when I was little. Why would some... Okay. Lost my acute sense of taste sensitivity to texture during the early years. Oh, okay. Foods that are unfamiliar or to which children have had limited experience are frequently rejected. That's right there. That would be a good idea to start kids off small and give them a little bit of food. Like a little bit, like start out young. So that way when they get older, they'll like, for example, broccoli. I hate broccoli. I don't know why I said that. However, children's diets may also be deficient because adults lack knowledge about foods that supply the at-risk nutrients. In addition, an increasing number of children are growing up in families for which economic hardships and food insecurity limit the foods and nutrients they are able to provide limit the foods and nutrients they are able to provide. That's actually really interesting. Let me read that again. An increasing number of children are growing up in families for which economic hardships and food insecurity limit the foods and nutrients they are able to provide. That is actually really true. Some families, they don't have enough money to get the food that they actually need to be healthy, because it's expensive, or they want to get the cheapest thing. Like my mom, she got food stamps when I was young, and she would always get food that's on sale, but she'll always get food that's not necessarily fattening, but she wouldn't get fresh fruit or fresh vegetables because they would always be kind of on the expensive side. But then, anyway, as a result, milk or calcium, meat, iron, fresh fruits and vegetables, vitamins A and C are frequently missing from children's diets. Really? I wouldn't think milk. I wouldn't actually think milk. Huh. Oops, went too far. Studies have repeatedly found children's diets to be deficient in calcium and iron. These minerals are not widely distributed in foods and are often poorly absorbed, simply because calcium or iron is presented in a food that does not guarantee that it will be absorbed and utilized in the body. Factors that increase calcium and iron absorption are as follows. I added that part in. Oops, come on. Vitamin C makes calcium and iron more soluble, so they are easier for the body to absorb. Vitamin C maximizes the absorption of calcium and iron in foods when it is consumed in the same meal. Calcium and iron absorption increases at times when the body requires more of these minerals, such as when intake is inadequate or during periods of rapid growth. Okay, and then it says factors that affect calcium and iron, adequate vitamin C, decreased need, large dose goes down in calcium, goes down in or decreases. High fiber diet, hyperfiber, physical activity. Well, duh, it would go down. Factors that decrease calcium and iron absorption are large single doses are not absorbed inefficiently in several smaller doses, especially when consumed in supplement form. A high fiber diet can speed up intestinal movement and decrease the time calcium and iron have contact with intestinal wall linings where they are absorbed. And then there's like little did you get it, little quizzes. Okay, so calcium, iron, and vitamins A and C are 4 nutrients often considered to be at risk in children's diets because A, the foods that supply these nutrients are prohibitively expensive. Most foods that contain these nutrients are not popular with children. Young children's immature digestive systems are not yet able to absorb these nutrients. Active children burn off these nutrients very quickly. Most foods that contain these nutrients are not popular with children. Young children's immature digestive systems are not yet able to absorb these. I think it's C. I'll go back, like when I'm like done with the video, I'll like go back. Proteins. Proteins are the only class of nutrients that can perform all 3 general functions. They build and repair body tissue, regulate body functions, and provide energy. Proteins. Yeah, for protein. Anyway. Let me underline that. Okay. However, the role they play in growth is the most important of these functions. May I underline that? Growth. Proteins supply the fundamental materials from which all body cells, tissues, and fluids such as hormones and antibodies are built. They are concentrated in muscles, glands, organs, bones, blood, and skin, and account for approximately 15% of a person's body weight. Ew, I'm just kidding. Aww, he's so cute. There's a little baby. I really wish I can show you guys, but it's like a little baby playing with a little train. Or like a little car. So cute. Oh, and then basically it's one of the pictures, it's like how protein is distributed in the body. It's like a little pie graph type thing. And muscle is about 50% bone. Skin is about 10% other. Is that white? Other parts of the body is 20%, and bone is 20%. Yeah, that would make sense. Protein would be 50% of muscle. Or, never mind. Muscle. Proteins for growth. Growth represents an increase in the number of cells and or the size of individual cells. Anyway, and result in changes that may affect certain body parts or the entire body and is distinguishing feature of childhood. And is a distinguishing feature of the childhood. For example, infants typically double their birth weight in the first 6 months and triple it by the end of the first year. Their length increases by 50% during the same period. And that's all because of protein. Children. Preschool and school age children grow more slowly but continue to add several inches and pounds each year. In contrast, adolescents once again experience dramatic growth spurts that gradually contribute to their childlike appearance. I stopped growing at like 16 years old. Just kidding. Although young children are continually growing, the rate is often irregular. Periods of linear growth or height are followed by a brief plateau and then by a period of weight gain. Children's appetite and nutrient needs are greatest during the linear growth phase. Optimum growth during each of these stages is possible when children have access to a nutrients-rich diet. I didn't have that. Anyway, failure to meet nutrient needs for growth may result in a small forged children who develop fewer brain cells and have lower resistance to disease, poor utilization of food eaten, lack of energy, and delayed development. So it's optimal growth. That the nutrient-rich diet, and then nutrients appetite. Hold on, people. I forgot to do something. Pause. And you know what, guys? I also want to actually do something. Maybe I'll do like a live feed one day about reading, so that way you guys, maybe not, I don't know. Maybe a live feed of my other book, but let's get back. Subtopic is protein as building blocks. Protein are composed of hundreds of individual units called amino acids. The human body is able to manufacture some of the amino acids needed to build new proteins. These amino acids are called non-essential amino acids. Amino acids that the body cannot produce in a required amount must be supplied by proteins in food. These amino acids are called essential amino acids. So, amino acids that the body cannot produce in required supplied by foods. So I think they are okay. When all essential amino acids are present in adequate amounts in a given food item, the protein is said to be a complete protein. Complete proteins are typically found in animal source foods such as meat, seafood, eggs, and milk and dairy products. Incomplete proteins lack adequate amounts of one or more essential amino acids. They are found primarily in plant-based foods such as grains, legumes, peas or peanuts, dried beans, vegetables such as corn. I always thought that corn was not a vegetable, that it was a grain. I mean, isn't it? I don't know. Maybe I'm just having a blonde moment. One exception is the soybean, from which soy milk and tofu is made. Comment below if you like tofu, which supplies amino acids that are adequate to support children's growth. Yeah, people, let's just feed children tofu all their lives. However, soybeans and soybean products can interfere with iron absorption when consumed in large amounts. Scratch that. Complete proteins are formed by combining two. Sorry. Laughing at myself. Okay, I'm done. Complete proteins are formed by combining two or more incomplete proteins that are complementary. A food is said to be complementary when it supplies amino acids that are insufficient or missing in another food. For example, wheat is deficient in the amino acid lysine, Lysine, when it is combined with peanuts, which contain adequate amounts of lysine but lack other essential amino acids that are available in wheat, a complete protein is formed. The wheat and peanut combination contains all essential amino acids and is equivalent to a complete protein. This wheat-peanut combination could be served as a peanut butter and sandwich or peanut sauce on pasta. Ew. That's gross. Plant proteins tend to be low in fat and less expensive to purchase than animal source proteins. However, they must be consumed in somewhat larger amounts to achieve the equivalent of a complete protein. For instance, 1 cup of beans will complement 2 2/3 cups of rice to form a complete protein. I hate beans. The amino acids in incomplete proteins are stored in the body for approximately 24 hours. If their complementary amino acids do not become available during this time, they will be eliminated. Many favorite dishes are prime examples of incomplete protein combinations that result in a complete protein equivalent. Complementary proteins, combining one or more incomplete proteins to form the equivalent of a complete protein. Examples: peanut butter sandwich, beans and rice or macaroni salad with peas, lentil or bean soup with crackers, baked beans and cornbread, black bean tacos. Aww. Supplementary proteins, combining a small amount of complete proteins with an incomplete protein to yield a complete protein. Examples: macaroni and cheese, rice pudding, egg salad sandwich, cheese pizza, cereal and milk, grilled cheese, and a grilled cheese sandwich. Combining a small amount of complete protein with an incomplete protein to yield a complete protein. That's a supplementary proteins, people. Vegetarian diet. Here we go. For those my friends that are vegetarian diets. Vegetarian. Many populations worldwide follow a plant-based diet. Their reasons for choosing veterinarian. Oh my gosh, blonde moment. Their reasons for choosing a vegetarian diet vary widely and include either religion, economics, health, personal choice, animal rights protection, and environmental concerns. Vegetarian diets are based primarily on plant source foods, but may also include some animal products. Okay, so lacto-ovo vegetarian includes milk, dairy products, and eggs. Lacto-vegetarian includes milk, dairy products, but not eggs. Ovo-vegetarian includes eggs, but no milk or dairy products. Vegan, no animal source foods are concerned, including items such as honey and gelatin. How dare you? I'm just kidding. Plant-based diets must be planned carefully to include all essential amino acids while meeting a child's caloric needs. This can be somewhat challenging given children's smaller stomach capacity and be larger quantities of incomplete proteins required. There's a little teacher checklist. It identifies the nutrients that are most likely to be deficient in the vegetarian diet and includes examples of alternate or non-animal food sources. Food manufacturers have responded to an increasing interest in vegetarian diets by expanding their lines of plant-based items and fortifying many soy products, with calcium and vitamin D. I'll skip that. It was formerly thought that a vegan diet would not adequately meet children's nutrient needs. However, the Academy Nutrient and Dietetics, formerly the American Dietetic Association, has stated that a properly planned lacto-vegetarian and lacto-ovo-vegetarian diets satisfy the nutrient needs of infants, children, and adolescents and promote normal growth. This statement emphasizes the importance of a well-planned diet based on sound information about children's nutrient requirements for growth, development, and health. As long as you are careful with what you are cooking and what you are getting, by all means, go ahead and be a vegetarian and vegan. Animal rights. Well, anyway. Proteins as a regulators. I might actually stop at the end of this because my camera, we're like on 32 minutes, and I don't know if my camera, I don't know if the time would like cut off. So I will, after this, I will continue on in another video. I will upload this video and then I will continue on another one. So that way I can finish this chapter so you guys can, anyway. Proteins as regulators. Proteins and amino acids are important components of the enzymes responsible for regulating energy metabolism and other chemical reactions in the body. They help to control fluid distribution, include fluid retention and loss. Proteins are also critical components of hormones such as insulin and thyroxine that are secreted by glands. Hormones play critical roles in regulating many body functions, including energy metabolism. For example, thyroxine is secreted by the thyroid gland, regulates the rate at which energy is used for involuntary activities. Insulin is secreted by the pancreas and aids cells in absorbing glucose so that it can be used as an energy source for cellular activity. Okay, give me 1 second. So proteins are amino acids. So they are important components of enzymes, and that is responsible for regulating energy metabolism on the body. start.